On today's episode of Unauthorized Personnel, we're visiting the Cresson State Correctional Institution. Built originally as the Cresson Sanatorium, the Tudor-style hospital opened in 1913 as a tuberculosis sanatorium and ran as such until 1964. With the development of antibiotic medications in the 1950s, tuberculosis hospitals were forced to reinvent themselves or close. In 1956, the sanatorium was renamed to the Lawrence F. Flick State Hospital, which specialized predominantly in psychiatric conditions. In 1964, the name changed once again to the Cresson State School and Hospital and eventually became the Cresson Center. In 1983, the property was transferred to the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. The Cresson State Correctional Institution opened in 1986, with the J Building being the last building constructed on the property. One noteworthy prison inmate was John DuPont, the heir to the DuPont family fortune, philatelist, philanthropist, ornithologist, author, and murderer. After he was sentenced for his crime, this was the first prison that housed him. The prison closed in 2012 and remained vacant until the property was purchased for a hydroponic farming operation. We do have permission to be here today, and we do not recommend trying to sneak onto the property as you will be arrested for trespassing. Join us as we go inside to see what remains. Look at this, man. Yeah, this is a Tudor-style building.
Yeah, this is like Old State Hospital.
This is,
Ooh.
yeah. The woodwork. Oh, man. You can tell this is part of the old hospital.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is perfect. That's a great shot.
That is... Shayan, check this hallway out.
Need more light, let me know.
Okay. What do we got in here?
Looks like they have coffee room or something. Computers. Holes in the desk.
Oh. What's
Oh, what's this?
does the sign say? The Pennsylvania Department of Corrections operates as one team, embraces diversity, and commits to enhancing public safety. I'm not going to read that whole thing. Uh-oh.
They had their own stage or something.
Hey Cheyenne,
What's up?
we're being excluded.
Being excluded?
Yeah.
They probably had books from like a library that they were allowed to read.
Oh, probably. Like a school. Yeah, this might have been the prison school, actually. One hand jacking it. That's the skylight. Oh, how cool is that? Oh wait, there's like another room up there. There's like a little solarium up there.
It's a bullet.
Oh.
Little dummy.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
There's no power. Oh my god!
Stay to the side. Oh, that's that skylight area.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is where that skylight areas at. I'm not gonna like go in here, but
It looks like all that trim there is all cut out.
that's an attic.
They did stuff big. Oh. Computers.
Yeah, this is
All
punch down
communications.
blocks,
Yep, this is all communication.
phone.
No, I haven't seen these.
What is that
Papers
thing?
in it, you bind it all together.
Ah,
I think it's one of those GVC binders.
that's interesting.
Sign of excellence.
Auto folder.
It's a folder, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Huh. Cool.
Is this the gymnasium?
Yep.
Oh, whoa.
Let's play some hoops.
Has some deflated basketballs.
That one looks like it's in good shape.
What's that?
That one looks like it's in good shape.
Yeah.
It's definitely gets wiped down here. It's starting to smell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little musty down here. Oh, this is weird. What the hell is this room? Oh, tool, building maintenance.
That's a weird little window.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
It's like lead and glass. Look at it.
right.
It's like super.
Yeah.
It's all wavy.
How weird. Why would you have...
Mr. M. Filkins. The age on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta put that finish mop right where it's supposed to go. Oh, wow.
I was playing with one of those there.
Oh, you can actually see the outline of the tools on the wall.
Yeah.
In here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy. You can see exactly, there was a hairdryer there.
Like, what was all this shit? It was the hospital. And the classroom. Jeez. They did a lot of educating here.
Yeah, they did. Uh-oh, Cheyenne, I found our door.
Our door.
I found our door.
Look at that.
Look at the... Yeah.
That's perfect.
These little areas of this.
Barbers.
Barber school. Mr. Weldon. Ooh, check this out.
Barber school.
Yeah.
I need my hair cut. I was gonna do it last night, but
This is crazy.
I didn't want to.
It's cool.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
You know what? Check it out. They had to lock up their utensils and so that they could use them as weapons. These are little lockup cabinets. That's so cool.
Well, this is interesting. What is this? Obviously
Might be the chapel.
leads to the outside. I can feel the breeze. Oh yeah. Look at that. Into the J building.
Wow.
Look at this. This is pretty nuts. Look at the shower cells. Oh, this is crazy. These are all like the shower cells. Over there. Yeah, right. Yeah, somebody was enjoying themselves there. I'm not sure what that's all about.
I don't know.
So how's it feel to be in the big house?
This is actually frightening. Especially when you have claustrophobia.
Right.
Bucket.
You just got a bucket. You get no toilet, you get a bucket, and you like it.
Damn, bro. This is crazy.
That's your toilet. I wonder which one of these cells John DuPont occupied when he was here. Is this where they strip searched them?
Yeah, that's exactly right. All the prisoners that desnude or strip in this place will be grubbed.
Okay. So we're also going to film you stripping. So be prepared to...
Record with camera and audio. So all the prisoners that strip in this place and will be recorded by camera and audio.
We will not be held liable for any video being released to Pornhub. Oh yeah, this is the CO outlook area, the overlook. This is kind of cool. Of course, with the lights off in there, it's like you can't really see much, and the glare from the windows is...
Smash glass.
Yeah. Clearly vandals got in here
That has to be like fire.
quite a bit. I didn't even notice that over here.
Fingernail and toenail clippers.
Restraint belt 1, restraint belt 2, baton 1.
It's kind of gross how they only had one toenail clipper.
Yeah, right? I hope they're sanitizing that shit.
Yeah, 7 fingernail, which is still between all of these places.
Right.
But one toenail, jeez.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to rip this out. Were there even bars here? It's different from the other side. Ooh.
Oh, excellent.
We got X-ray equipment. Ooh.
Probably brought them in here to prep. Then walk them through there. This is all the prepping stuff here.
Yeah.
And this is the development room.
Oh, okay.
unexposed.
Yeah, that's what I like saw that on the other thing too, and I'm like, why do they have unexposed?
They put the plates,
Yeah, the X-rays.
the X-ray plates through.
Oh, okay,
So
that makes sense. I was like, because
processing yet.
it looked like it was a breaker box or
So
something.
it keeps it dark till you're in here.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. What the hell is this? This must have been like a developer machine.
Yep. That's probably when they were doing the plastic sheets when they were transferring over.
Yeah.
They used the hard plates for this. These were outdone in the 70s.
Right.
But then this is probably the plate machine down here. That's the plastic plates.
Yeah.
And then you put the film in it. That's where the black film was.
Yeah. Do not open in white light.
Yep, we just opened it, so they're all exposed.
They're all exposed.
Everybody's TB free.
Okay.
Put the plate on here, lock it in, slide it in. They can stand here
Right.
for the chest.
And then-
probably angle this way.
Then trigger the X-ray from back behind the.
There's the plate like when you're laying on the table.
Yeah.
Put that in.
Audiometer testing.
That's the lab room back there. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I had that TV.
You need your hearing tested?
Huh?
This actually. I'm not commenting on the bathroom.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, that's right. I said that's why I said I'm not commenting on the bathroom. I'm not commenting on the bathroom.
I'll be
A shower. It's got
I know. Just let Cheyenne comment on it. I'm always the one that's commenting on the bathrooms.
Huh?
You said a hot tub.
No bathtub.
Yeah, it's like a bigger bathroom with like
Oh.
full-on shower and bathtub and
It's a disinfecting room, like if the employees felt like they had to stay overnight.
yeah. No bidet though. That's a deal breaker.
Probably like where all the lab work was done or sent out. These are bins, like,
Oh.
this could be in the pharmacy.
Oh yeah. I bet. Ooh.
Bet you this was the
I
pharmacy.
don't want to know what that is.
What is this? Dummy look. No, I just want to.
This was.
That would be actually.
Is this like a little medication
I
area?
think this is the pharmacy.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
They got all the cabinets and all the.
This is probably like where all the controlled substances were locked up in here.
Right.
Call box, fertility gators, or keys, who knows? Remember that hallway. Furniture. Reception sticks. Hard cell, hard cell. Oh. There are also rooms.
I bet that hard sell was a hard sell.
Yeah. These are like long, holy rooms. There in the middle, not too much comfort.
Big freezers.
You probably can't do iodine either.
Anaphylaxis is real.
This is like a major lockdown unit.
Oh wow! Look, they got like stirrups in that exam chair.
Another one.
This might have been the pelvic exam table.
Yeah. Only one way to find out.
Climb up on there, Cheyenne. Oh, you got a fax machine. A relic from a bygone era. It's a fossil. It's a fax machine.
Ancient technology. medical records archive back there.
Oh, really?
Just like
Nothing left in it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's like HIPAA.
I don't think they take the comments.
After having spent 4 hours exploring this enormous location, it became apparent to us that we had only scratched the surface when it comes to exploring all that this place has to offer. This location has the distinction of having been used for multiple purposes over the last century, and it was fascinating being able to see the remnants of the history of this place, tracing all the way back to the original tuberculosis sanatorium. Exploring this place was a unique experience that all of us are not soon to forget. We hope that you enjoyed your time with us today, and we hope that you'll stick around for part 2 of our Cresson State Correctional Institution exploration. We thank you for joining us today, and we will see you on the next episode of Unauthorized Personnel.